Guys and girls, another exciting video from Dream English, and this is in conjunction to the previous video I have made. So last video I was discussing the highlight correct summary. That is the fourth part of your listening module, and now I'm going to discuss the first part of your listening, which is known as the summarize spoken text. So we are going to discuss the listening summary, in which most of the people, they really struggle. So which is the part they struggle with. So I get the complaints that it is very hard to take notes for your listening summary, number one, and the second complaint I get that we cannot make a good sentence formation, and that is the reason our grammar score goes down and vocabulary goes down, written scores goes down, because the listening summary is going to give you marks in the listening section, and this will also give you marks in your writing section as well, and it is the equal distribution of marks between the writing and listening section. Before I further get into this, guys, let's discuss the basic rules for the summary writing. So the basic rules for the summary writing is that you have to write minimum of 50 words and maximum of 70 words, and computer will allow you 10 minutes to write a summary, and these 10 minutes also include your audio as well. Now, your summary must be one paragraph, and you can use multiple commas and you can use multiple full stops as well. Keep one thing in mind, guys, that listening summary is very crucial if you are aiming to get a good score in your writing section as well, because this is the huge part of your listening section, so we cannot really play around with this section. And the listening section is, before I go any further, I just would like you to show the screen that what your listening summary looks like in the real exam. So I have the demonstration of your real exam, what it looks like on the screen. So it says listening item, summarize spoken text, and then these are your instructions. This is your audio box, and this is your answer sheet. This is your total word count, and this is your timer. This is the button to press next, and this is your question number. And in this particular listening module, we have 20 questions altogether, and I'm on the question number 1 right now. Just repeating myself again, question number 1, summarize spoken text. Now, let's quickly read the instructions before, without wasting time. You will hear a short lecture. Write a summary for the fellow student who was not present at the lecture. You should write minimum of 50 words and maximum of 70 words. You have 10 minutes to finish this task. Your response will be judged on the quality of your writing and how well your response presents the key points presented in the lecture. Now, the main thing here is the quality of your writing. So when I talk about the quality of the writing, they mean that how well you can write a grammatically correct sentence, how is your vocabulary, your spellings. So these all things include in the quality of your writing, and key points are basically the points you must mention in your summary in order to get good score in the listening section. So let me distribute these two portions so you can understand better. So this part here, quality of your writing, will give you marks in the writing section of the exam, and this part here, key points, will give you marks in the listening section of the exam. So this is something very crucial information you should know before you're taking the exam. So quality of writing, as I said earlier, I'm repeating myself again, quality of writing goes towards your writing, and your key points goes towards your listening section, and combine you get score in your listening and writing section for summarized spoken text. Now, let's discuss this listening perspective of the summary first. Listening perspective. So listening perspective is the key points. How to identify the key points from the lecture. I have mentioned this in my writing summary as well. So this is something similar of what we have discussed in the writing summary, but let's talk about the listening summary now. So key points, identification of key points from the audio. This is what the target is for today's video. And in the next video, I will discuss that how you make a sentence for your writing section as well. Now, your key points from the audio, how to extract the key points from the audio. I have noticed when people, they make notes in this section, they write too much. They write unnecessary information as well, because the question I get is that we don't know that what is the necessary information and what is unnecessary. So let me show you that what is necessary and what is unnecessary. So I'm going to play an audio first. We will listen to that audio. I will pause and play in between, just to demonstrate you that where the key points are in a particular lecture. So let's get started, guys. I just have a bit of runny nose today. I apologize for that. So yeah, let's jump onto this. Sorry, audio's gone.
On the fact that climate 2. Well, what I want to focus on now is climate change.
Now, when you're writing your listening summary, the first thing you need is your main topic. So when I started my lecture, the main topic was there straight away for you. she said, what I want to focus on today. Now, if what people do, they just start writing straight away. You don't want to write what I want to focus on today. You don't want to write this part. All you want to write is climate change. So climate change is your main topic. So let's begin the audio again. I'll play from the beginning for you guys.
2.
Well, what I want to focus on now is climate change, more specifically on the fact that climate change is a result of human activities.
So it is a result of human activities. So basically in your listening summary, first of all, you have to add climate change, and then you have to tell the definition of the climate change. And in the definition section, we can say that it is the result of human activities. Now, guys, these are the only 2 points I would like you to mention: climate change, and it is the result of human activities and nothing else. This should cover 2 sentences. This should cover 2 sentences for you in the real exam. So your main topic will be climate change, and the second sentence you want to write is it is the result of human activities. Now I want you to stop taking notes. If she continuously says, if she talks about human beings, if she would continue with the human beings, then we will not write anything. But if she talks about something new, then we will make notes as well. So let's listen to the audio. I'm going to play again.
Now, there has been some disagreement regarding the extent to which human activity can be blamed for climate change.
Human activities can be blamed for climate change. So it is exactly the same concept of what she has said earlier. So we are not going to write our notes. We are not going to make notes of this section. So as I said, wait until she says something new. So I'll play the audio again.
But I want to argue that there is evidence which clearly demonstrates that our own actions really are causing a genuine threat.
So our own actions. So that is another key point, because she did not talk about actions before. She was talking about human activities, and now she's saying that our own actions are causing the threat. So this is another key point for you. Write this down and then stop writing again and wait until we get something new. So let's begin again.
The available evidence seems to indicate fairly conclusively that land and sea temperatures started to increase around 200 years ago. So, what's the significance of this? Well, 200 years ago roughly coincides with the beginning of the Industrial Revolution.
There we go, Industrial Revolution. Did she talk about Industrial Revolution? You guys tell me. She did not clearly. So she's talking about Industrial Revolution now. So this Industrial Revolution is another key point for you. So include that in your summary. Let's move on.
In the Northern Hemisphere. In other words, this was when our production of harmful gases really got going.
Harmful gases. Another key point for you, yeah?
As a result of increased industrialization.
Increased industrialization. You don't need to include this part because we have just talked about industrialization before as well, and including the industrialization again is just going to be the waste for you. So let's move on and we will see if she talks about something new or if she would still continue with the industrialization. So let's have a look.
Since that time, our production of gases has accelerated.
Gases again. She just mentioned gases again, and she's just giving the explanation of that part again. So we don't need to write this part. We need to wait.
Due to the fact that not only has industry grown in size,
industrialization, same concept repeating again and again.
But it has also now spread to the southern hemisphere, indeed, most parts of the world.
Now, you could write most part of the world because she's talking about that the industrialization and the harmful gases, they have spread it all over the world. If you want to write this as a keyword, you can, but it wouldn't make much difference in the real exam. So let's continue.
So, in the last 200 years, as industry has grown,
last 200 years, industry has grown. Exactly the same information she's repeating again. So we don't need to write this. We don't want to waste our paper there, okay? So let's continue.
We can see a gradual rise in the temperatures, which, to my mind...
She's talking about temperature again. We have just talked about sea level rise in temperature earlier, so we don't want to write this down because if you write this again, it will confuse you. So let's continue again.
Is sufficient proof of the damaging effect of our actions, and needless to say, it's an issue which we need to address.
And that was just the conclusion that this is the issue that what we need to address. Let's put everything in a nutshell now before I conclude the video. First of all, you need to get the main topic out of your audio. The main topic you will find either in the first sentence or the first word will be your main topic. Then straight after you need to get your definition, and then you have to wait until the speaker says something new. So as soon as you hear something new, you take the notes of that. then you leave it, and then you wait for something new to start. You take the notes of that, and then you wait. Then you leave it, wait for something new to start, and then write it again. So basically what I'm trying to say here is, instead of making very messy notes, write clear and nice notes and wait for new things to happen in the audio. Do not just write unnecessary information. Do not write in today's lecture or all these unnecessary words. Wait for the key points to come. And how to identify the key points? Whatever information is different from the previous information is known as your key point. So guys, this is how you identify your key points in the listening summary, and this will really help you to boost up your score in the listening section. And the other part I would like to discuss with you is how to make a sentence formation, but I would not be doing that because I would give you some time to play some audios, get yourself familiar how to identify the keywords from the audio slowly and gradually. Don't rush. First of all, identify the key points, and in the next video I will discuss with you how to make a good sentence formation that will give you good score in the writing section. And we may be discussing the format we use for our students, which help them to get 90 out of 90 in the listening section. Maybe I'll do that in the future videos, but until then, look after yourself. God bless you everyone. Take care, keep practicing, don't rush. Again, I'm saying don't rush, and give yourself time and you will be there. Thank you very much. Cheers.